I built a Counter-Strike 2 inventory for less than 50 bucks, and today I will show you what I did to find nice, affordable skins within my budget, without having to compromise all that much. Lots of people think that in recent years, Counter-Strike skins have gotten far too expensive, making nice inventories unaffordable. But once you dig a little deeper, you will realize there are still hundreds of great looking skins out there at affordable price points that you can pick up today. So this is my inventory right now. It's empty. I've been playing this game for nearly a decade now, and I remember having such cool skins in the past. I kinda miss it. So today, we are doing a refurbishment and getting some sick skins without having to break the bank. Firstly, I do think we have to make some compromises. There is no point wasting money on an AUG skin if I know I'm never going to use the AUG. I can use that money for getting a better M4 skin instead. So I figured out which weapons I use the most, so I can spend my entire 50 bucks just on the weapons I know I'll use every game. For me, these are the weapons I use every game. For you it might be different. You might not care for the Tech 9 or the FAMAS or the Galil, and if this is the case, you can just budget more towards the main rifles. Maybe get some factory new skins instead of minimal wear or field tested. The second compromise actually is the wear. Lots of the newer skins still look great in worse conditions. Instead of scratches, the skin just gets kind of less bright. And for me personally, this is totally fine. You can save more than half of your money by simply buying skins in wares other than factory new. The third compromise is no knife. You might remember back in 2015 where $50 could get you a few decent knife options, but today you will need to double that budget to even get the worst knives in the game. This is fine to me. We have a small budget and I'm using weapons like the AK-47 much more than a knife anyway. If you are looking to build a budget inventory for yourself, I recommend using CSGO Stash. It's a website that will show you all of the skins on all of the weapons and exactly what they are selling for. You can then put these into a spreadsheet if you'd like to budget out your next Counter-Strike inventory without accidentally overspending. So on to building my inventory. These are the pistols I found that fall into my budget and allow me to still buy cool rifles later. I personally think I'd like to have a Tech 9 and a 5.7, so I've selected these 4 pistols to buy. Some of these weapons are really nice looking. On T side we start with a minimal wear Glock Wasteland Rebel. To me this is one of the nicer cheap Glock skins, and it still looks great all the way down to battle scarred, so it's a great budget option. I am also using the Tech 9 remote control. This skin also doesn't wear much, so can be found for quite cheap in battle scarred and still looks great to me. For CT I used the P2000, so Wicked 6 seemed like the best option. It is my favourite P2000 skin for under $5, and I think it's very underrated. I also managed to get a 5.7 Angry Mob with a few cool stickers already applied. I think I might keep them on because they do look cool and make the skin quite unique. I also wanted some cheap SMGs for Force Buy rounds, so I picked up a MAC-10 and an MP9. The MAC-10 Discotheque is a very cheap MAC-10 skin and it looks super cool. I use the MAC-10 on T-side very often, so it made sense for me to put it into the budget. I also picked up the MP9 Starlight Protector. This is also on the cheaper side of MP9 skins, and I think it looks awesome. Now for rifles. There are lots of choices here I could make as I left the majority of my $50 budget for some of these weapons. For AKs alone I found 3 good choices all in the same price point. I personally didn't have to think too much though. The Ice Cold is one of my favourite skins in the entire game. I'm so surprised it's as affordable as it is, and I'm so happy to be able to get this skin for one of the most used weapons in the entire game. I'll be seeing it all the time in game. I also wanted to pick up an affordable Galil, and there aren't many choices, so I got the Chromatic Aberration. It looks okay, it's not the greatest skin, but the top tier Galil skins have gotten really expensive nowadays. On CT side, I also had lots of choices to make for the M4. For starters, there are 2 M4 variants, and I kinda use both depending on how I feel. And then there are lots of different M4 skins that fit in the budget. All of them look incredible at this price point. I settled on the M4A1 control panel. After inspecting through all of them, I think this was my favourite looking in game, and I have no regrets. What a cool skin. Just like on T side, I wanted an affordable Force Buy rifle skin, and lots of the FAMAS skins are quite expensive nowadays, so I picked up the Eye of Athena. It's a lot cheaper than some of the top tier options, but I think the artwork looks really cool considering how affordable this skin is. Now for me personally, the only weapon I still want a skin for is the AUG. And once again we are faced with lots and lots of decent options that fit into the remaining budget. I had to pick between the Duality or the Black Nile, as these are the ones that stuck out to me as very cool. I eventually picked the Orb Duality. In game this skin looks really cool, and even if I don't use the orb that often, it feels nice having such a cool skin that was very affordable that I can use whenever I do feel like AWPing. And that's how I made my inventory go from this to this. I'm very happy with the results, and was surprised how easy it was to buy such a cool inventory for under 50 bucks in 2023. If you liked the video, consider subscribing, and thank you for watching. Bye!